This is John Veer from Slice Scissors, and today I want to show you how to check the quality of the bow on your scissors. The bow is the curvature of the blade when your scissor is set. Here we go.
Okay, our first scissor, you can see I'm adjusting to see the light, and as the light shows up you can see there's a shadow and a light part, and there's also a line along the edge that leans towards the back of the scissor, and that line should just curve smoothly to the back side of the scissor, and you can see that this blade is really smooth. Here we have the other side, and as I'm looking for the light and the shadows, you can see that it curves as well to the outside. It starts off a bit straighter and then it just curves back. And it's really smooth. Here is scissor number 2. This is a lefty. And on this lefty, we can see that dark shadow along with the light. This one doesn't have as strong as a curve, but it's still smooth and it's still consistent, actually. Here we have the other side. Looking for the light. There it is. And the bar. This is my lefty. I own this one, so it's a bit damaged. But there we can see a consistent line all the way through to the back, and it curves beautifully, just following the edge of the scissor. Here is scissor number 3. You can see that it's really straight, actually, and it doesn't quite curve. The scissors should be leaning in that direction, but this one is just straight and doesn't quite curve. And here we have the other side of the same scissor, number 3. And you can tell right there that there's a warp, that it just bends quickly at one part and continues to lean. So this side's not the same as the other side. Here is scissor number 4. There's our line and our shadow. And we can see there's a curve there. It's actually pretty nice. As we're looking at the other side, it doesn't quite curve to the back and the front. It actually moves a little to the right. So right on the tip there, it might actually pinch at the tip. And I believe with this scissor, you can feel it on the end. It doesn't quite close really smooth. There's a bit of a pinch on this scissor. Here's the other side of scissor number 4. And it doesn't look too bad from that side, but when we look on this side, again, you can see there's some warping going on, and there's just some inconsistencies on this scissor that you can tell it's not quite smooth. It looks pretty bad right there, actually. Here is scissor number 5. We see our line, we see our shadows. This one's pretty warped, and you can see right there it just leans way over, and then the light and the shadows just move so much. There's bumps, warping, and here's the other side. Just leans over, all the way over. It's not very good. Here's scissor number 6. And this one, it just starts to lean towards the back, but then it starts curving back to the left, actually, instead of going all the way. And then on this side, there's a bit of a warping right there, right in the middle of the scissor. You can see it bend. And on this side of the shadow, not that side, the other side, it just leans back towards the tip. Here we have the other side of the same scissor, and other than the label, it'll warp the light a little bit, but we can see that as we move it, it's pretty consistent all the way through. The line looks good from this side and also the other side. And actually, this blade is actually better than the other side of this same scissor. Here is scissor number 7. It's a 7-inch, just like the last one, and you can see it has that thing where it starts off leaning to the right, but then it's right in the middle. It just starts to curve towards the tip, but this one actually makes it to the back, but there it rounds off. Here's the other side. It's pretty consistent actually. You can tell that they do the same kind of setting in the same place, but it still sort of rounds off and leans towards the tip instead of the back. Here's our last scissor, scissor number 8. We can see it's pretty consistent, pretty smooth. It leans towards the back on this side of it, also on this side. And here's a quick look back at scissor number 1. Compared to all the other scissors, you can tell that the curvature is just beautiful actually. It's sexy. And it curved towards the back. It's consistent. It looks clean. The blade just looks amazing on both sides. And here we have our lefty. Again, same thing, consistent. Leans towards the back. It doesn't warp dramatically. I mean, it's pretty smooth. It's as smooth as you're going to get from a scissor. Thank you for watching. I hope this has been helpful. My name is John Veer. This is Slice Scissors, www.slicescissors.com.